What is up, YouTube? So today we are going to be doing a tier list with with the fall split, the final split of the year starting up, the big news regarding the SPL. If you guys haven't heard that, I will be doing a video to cover that very soon. Pretty big. But with all this happening, I feel like everyone should know what the hell you need to be playing right now. This will be based on ranked and competitive, more so towards what competitive is like, but with ranked in mind. With that being said, there's going to be a lot of A tier gods that can just kind of be played when they want to be played. They aren't at the top, they aren't at the bottom, they're right in the middle. We do have a lot more top tier gods right now with the way the meta is, with this shift into a late game, into sustain being highly prioritized. You're going to see a lot of higher ranked picks as well. Usually don't have many S plus or S minus or S, and this time around we'll have a bunch. So let's go and get into it. Agni A, he hasn't changed. It's that simple. Hasn't changed at all. I was in Cab B tier. Pooch B tier. I'm not covering these because you should know. Low mobility, not really viable, hard to get away with. Agni, not the best clear, not really great at any point in the game. Very solid middle tier god. Amma, very similar to Agni. Middle tier god. Pretty good team fight, but not prominent, not amazing in this meta. On her, A tier. He got a little bit of a buff, I believe, but he's still not that great. I'd say he'd go AA plus. He's not bad at all. It's just there's better hunters. Comes down to that. Anubis B tier, low mobility, not really that great. Ao Kuang with the meta shift into a late game meta, with Quang getting buffed with these items that came out, with Quang just getting a better ultimate passive, whatever. The passive is off the ultimate, so better passive, but brings Quang up into S minus, in my opinion. Especially in ranked, more than competitive. Quang is a pub stomp god and will destroy in ranked games, so play Quang. Aphrodite, A minus, sustain is higher. That is what pulled Afro out of that shit tier. You probably won't see Afro that much, but she can be played. Apollo, S minus. He is an S minus because of the Devo buff. When Devo gloves are in meta, especially when they're in meta, meaning they're really good, and they're the things that are being built all the time, there's 3 or 4 hunters that you see a lot, and Apollo is one of those hunters. That's why I expect him to be S minus and just take off. His passive is amazing. The god is very good at boxing. Devos allows for that. So you're going to see a lot more of it. Arachne, B tier. No mobility in terms of getting into fights and getting out easily without wasting the ultimate. Ares, A tier. Ares is great, actually. Ares is really, really good right now. He can be countered, though, so you got to watch when you pick him. Artemis, I have Artemis going into A minus. I think Artemis could be put in A. She's just not that safe, and with other hunters being buffed, basically, not actually being buffed, but being buffed with the Devo gloves being in the game, while Artemis does get better with those, she also doesn't really stick out of those 4 hunters. That's why she's staying in the A minus A tier. We're not putting RDO anywhere right now because she's not being played in ranked or competitive, so it seems kind of pointless to me. Athena, A tier. Athena's doing a lot better in the meta now. She fell off and was irrelevant for a long time, but once again, with sustain being in the meta and sustain being something that works really well in Athena's favor. So Athena does well being able to go in, taunt, burn beads, reset, go in, taunt, get a kill. Now, with the last meta we were in, it was a lot of bursts, a lot of insta-kill. Athena would go in and instantly die. And right now, with Shell being so strong, and there being 8 shells in every game, Athena is very unlikely to die, along with the sustain that's being picked up, which we'll talk about as we get to other gods. So, Athena, A tier. Before we go any further, if you want to argue with this, you can, but no one gives a fuck. No one cares what your opinion is, to be completely honest. Like, I'm down for you guys to tell me what you guys think of this. If you can have a thoughtful fucking comment, response, whatever, if you can have a conversation about it, sure. But if you're just like, yo, Athena's bad, B tier, or what the fuck, my favorite god Raijin is an S plus, like, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm telling you why. If you guys can't understand this or process it, you probably shouldn't be looking at tier list, just to be completely honest with you. All right, Awilix, A minus. She's really not that good. She's always been a counter comp god. Late game meta is what we're in right now, and Awilix does not do well in the late game. Bacchus, A tier. Really good against the sustain comps because he can initiate, he can burst down, and he has anti-heal in his kit. But that will not put him up over the top of the other supports because he is still a risky support when he has to dive in. He can be caught out really easily. If you're not engaging in team fights, Bacchus seems really worthless if the other team knows how to space during those fights. Bacchusura, C tier. No, I'm Baka and B tier. Baka's just not good, guys. No matter what they do to the items, it doesn't matter. He needs a actual buff to his kit. Bastet, B tier. She's just not doing well right now. That's why she's not getting played. Bologna, A tier. She saw some nerfs. They nerfed Death Toll, and I'm pretty sure they reduced the cooldowns or increased the cooldowns on some of her abilities. She's not great, but she's definitely not bad. She could be put up in A plus if you really wanted to, but we're dropping her in A right now. Gobrakin, A tier. He can be played. Solo, jungle, he can be played. Guardians are doing really well with this tanky builds that you can go and get away with. Same with Warriors. So you will see more of those in competitive and in ranked, and you will see them be successful. That's why it's correct. Why we have Gobrakin in A tier. Camazot, S plus. I think S, not S plus. Camazot is an S. I think Camazot is probably one of the top 2 or 3 junglers, even after his nerfs. He's really, really good against almost all the gods. Granted, Warriors are being played a lot now, but as an assassin, he is probably the top assassin next to like Nemesis in the jungle. You'll see a shit ton of Camazots. Cornunos, I believe I would drop him in S minus. You could drop him in A plus or S minus. It's kind of whatever you're. I think we're gonna go with A plus for now because Cornunos is always good. Kid is amazing. He can solo gold, especially with Devos, really, really early, which is really amazing in ranked. You don't get away with it as much in competitive, so it's something you can look at in ranked. That's why I was thinking about S minus. But in terms of where he's been, he can be picked and played all the time. Fuck it. Take it back. Completely take it back. S minus. It's fucking Cornunos, guys. What the fuck else do I gotta say? Shock, B tier. He got a little bit better in his laning phase, but his late game is still not good, and this is the late game meta. Chunga, B tier. Even though Sustain is doing well, she got a lot of nerfs a while back, and she hasn't come out of that. Chiron, A plus. Really, really good in this meta. They buffed the shit out of Chiron, makes him completely relevant. A little bit lower on the mobility side, which can make him risky. And Devo Gloves don't exactly make him the best, but they do help a little bit. So Chiron, A plus. Chronos, A plus as well. Chronos is a freaking fantastic pick in the mid lane right now. Freaking fantastic. Late game meta. Chronos is the late game god. Play some Chronos if you're a mid laner. Kukulane, S tier. I'm putting him in S tier more so because of ranked. He does do well in competitive. Really, really good in the solo lane. Not that great in jungle. Pretty average. In rank though, you can fucking farm kid. Nobody knows what to do against Kukulane for some reason. I might not even be saying his name right. I don't care. He's that good. I really don't give a fuck. He's A tier. Sorry, S tier. Cupid, A tier. Good counter comp type of god. If they have a lot of leaps, a lot of mobility abilities. Cupid does well at stopping that and is really, really strong as a team fight god. Dodgy. I don't really like Dodgy. A minus. I thought she'd be played a lot more, and I thought she would do a lot better, but she's really not. Her kit doesn't have enough. She doesn't do enough. She's really cool, but I think if her 3 was just a straight movement ability rather than a dive onto something ability, she'd be a lot stronger. Erlang Shen, A tier, easy to kill, still a decent solo laner. Warriors are doing well in this meta though, so you're not going to see him drop too much further down. Fafnir, A tier. Still being played a lot. I don't think A tier is fair. Put him in A plus. He's still better than Bacchus. He's still better than your average support. He's just not the top tier support right now. Fenrir, A tier. Fenrir can be played into a lot of these immobile comps. These gods. You're seeing Hebo played a lot more, so it can be played in a Hebo. Can be played in a Scotty, which is played a shit ton. He can be played into a lot of stuff. You got to make sure you have a comp that can follow up with you, and you're not diving too far out of position to do so. Freya, S plus. Even after the nerfs, she's the best god in the game, period. Should be banned in all your games. She will dumpster all your ranked games. She will dumpster all the competitive games. Ganesh, A plus. Ganesh is right there with Fafnir. Can be swapped in and out. He is really strong. In rank, does a little bit worse because people just don't know how to play him. If you learn how to play Ganesh properly, you can shut down a whole team fight by yourself. It's ridiculous. He is really, really strong. Geb, I'm going to put Geb in S minus. I think Geb is above Fafnir, is above Ganesh. Not the best support in the game, but once again, it's the late game meta, and Geb is one of those gods that the longer the game goes, the more in favor it gets, because all he has to do is sit there and protect his hard carries. So late game, he has a Kwang, he has a Chronos, he has a Hunter, he has these really tanky warriors, and he can just throw shields and kind of stand there and do whatever the fuck he wants, and it works out. Guan Yu, B tier. Sustain is better. Actually, A minus. I'm like all over the place. We're gonna go with S minus. A minus. My pupper is barking at me. We're gonna go with A minus because Sustain, not because of his kit, just Sustain being stronger. So we're gonna throw Guan in there. Plus the fact that you're seeing a lot more mages played in other roles. You're seeing Guardians in the jungle. You're seeing Guardians in the solo. You're seeing mages played. Chronos as the ADC. So Guan can be played, can be picked up, and you don't stack too much physical in those games. Hades, we're gonna put into A minus as well. Really good at diving, Very rare will you see a Hades, but in those team comps where Hades is good, you will dumpster. Hebo. I'm liking Hebo right now. A plus. Late game team comp late game meta. I keep saying team comp. Late game meta with a Hebo, making it to late game almost every game, you're one-shotting people. You have 3 abilities that hit for 1,000 late game, and it's ridiculous. It worked out. Hell, S plus, right next to Freya, one of the top gods. You can actually get away with having a Hell and giving them Freya in ranked and just sustaining through the burst. As long as your team can position around you, it works out. So Hell is definitely a possible top pick, or should be a top pick. Not possible. It is a top pick. You need to be playing her. If you're a solo support, I play her in the jungle now because it works out. If you're a mid laner, all those roles can play Hell. Hercules, A tier. He hasn't changed much. He's pretty standard. If a bunch of solos are banned, pick him up. Ho Yi, A plus. It's Ho Yi. Ho Yi's strong, always has been. Really good team fight god. If you're good at bouncing, you can dumpster on fucking Ho Yi. Comes down to that. Hunbats, A plus. I don't think Hunbats is average. I think Hunbats having the ultimate, having the CDR, being in this meta where you are fighting over a lot of neutral camps, but you are playing for the late game. Hunbats doesn't really fall off at any point. Once you're level 5 on Hunbats, you're good to go for the rest of the game. Isis, I'm going to say, is not very good right now, and I'm going to put Isis down into B. She fell off super hard. People remember how to play against her, plus you have gods like Odin being picked up. You have Camazotz as one of the top junglers. You've got Sustain being played in Hell. Isis just isn't going to do enough in these games. Izanami, B tier, terrible mobility, not a strong god. Janice, A tier, average as fuck. The global ult isn't, once again, still just isn't as amazing in the game. You can rotate without it very easily. So Janice has just fallen off. Simple as that. Jingwei, A plus. Devil Gloves buff. Jingwei is still pretty good. It's almost impossible to kill her, so you're going to see some Jingwei. Kali, A plus as well. I think Kali with the Heartseeker buff is going to be pretty good. I was playing her last night in ranked, and she seemed to be really strong. You're going to see her in competitive since it's a late game meta type of it is a late game meta. It's not type of anything. It's a late game meta. So you're going to see gods like Kali played, and they're going to work. Khepri, A tier, really average. Quang's being played, execute, god. Just the fact that there's sustain being played makes it not as relevant because you could save your fucking teammate with Khepri, but the other team can heal up while you save your teammate, and it doesn't even matter. Kukulkan, or not Kukulkan, Kukulkan, KKK, A tier. He hasn't changed. He's got decent clear. If you can hit the ult, you'll do well. If you can't, you'll suck. Kubakarna, A minus. Isn't bringing enough as a support role. Has a little bit of lockdown, which isn't that good. It's not a burst meta, and that's about all he does. Straight up, about all he does. Kazimbo, I'm going to drop an A tier. He's actually pretty good, especially against Freya and these hunters that are really, really strong. Just throw them in front of those people, reflect all the damage, do what you can, and keep people out of team fight. Straightforward. Loki, shit tier. B, don't play Loki. Worthless. Medusa hasn't changed. A tier. Mercury has seen some buffs with the fact that the build, especially my build, has become a lot cheaper. So I'm putting Merc into A+. Along with the meta being late game, Mercury does well in the late game. Ninja, A+. A lot of lockdown and a lot of setup. Right now does really well. Early pressure actually, if you pair Ninja with anyone who needs pressure early, any mid laners who want to make it to late game, you put Ninja with Hebos, Chronoses, or anyone with just setup, you can get these other gods to the late game, which is good for your team. So you don't necessarily have to be that late game god as long as your team has one, and Ninja allows for that to happen. Neath, A tier, ult still relevant, clear still relevant, but not as good late game. Chronos. I am all over the place today. I don't know what's going on. Nemesis, S minus. Not fair. S tier. Because Nemesis and Camazotz can both be played. A lot of warriors are being played. A lot of guardians are being played. Nemesis counters those. Nemesis is amazing at killing gods like Ghislaine. Amazing killing supports. You can burst down healers with anti-heal on Nemesis and ultimate. It just dumpsters. So you will see Nemesis still. Nike, A tier. Hasn't changed much. Nox, A tier. The right hands being on Nox is pretty gross, but a lot of players don't play her properly, so I'll never put her up above A until she's either easier to play or just has some crazy buff that makes her relevant no matter what, because hitting the combo is not going to be consistent for anybody. Top players will make the most of it, but it's still not enough. Nua, A minus. I hate Nua. She doesn't she got changed, her creeps got changed, so they're easy to control, but she just doesn't do anything. She doesn't have clear, she doesn't have pressure. She's got a global ult, which is cool, but that's about it. You got Odin. Odin, S+, top fucking god. If Odin's still in the game, you pick Hell, pick Odin, and you will dumpster the Hell. Odin does very, very well in this meta. Build tanky, you don't need damage, play it in the jungle, and you will fucking frag. Osiris, A+. He's still good. He's not great, but he is good in these sustain comps. He's got anti-healing in his kit, and it works out amazingly. Poseidon, pretty average, A-, because actives just hard counter him. Ra, A+, still has sustain, which we've been talking about. Has decent clear, has pressure, has the ability to kill people with the ult and the combos. It's mainly the sustain and the fact that he's fairly safe when you position properly. Raijin actually got a little bit better. Everyone's been raging. His 3, his dash, I think it's his 3, is still pretty bad, but otherwise his kit is pretty good. So he's going to come up from the B tier up into the A tier. Rama, one of the best hunters right now, period. S- with Devo gloves. Rama takes off. Straight up. Ratatasker, A-, not that great. Hopefully I said S- when I said Rama. That's what I meant. If I say any words or letters or names incorrectly, I'm trying to go through this quickly so I'm not wasting all of your all's time. So, yeah, just deal with it, I guess. Robin, we're putting Robin in S tier. Top pick. Warriors are really good. Really, really good right now. There's just a lot of items that promote playing a warrior in the jungle and getting away with it and it fucking punishing. Anyone you can dive is just going to get killed by Robin. So when you're playing Robin, that's what you're looking for. And that's why he's doing so well. He can't really die, and he can dive anybody. Scylla, A tier. She hasn't changed at all. So you're going to see a little bit of Scylla, but not too much. Serket, pretty average. Good into the healing. But because Serket isn't good at team fighting, she's just not up there in the S-, A+ area. Scotty, top hunter in the game, in my opinion. You don't necessarily build Devo gloves. That's one thing that's kind of weird, right? Like, I've been talking about Devo gloves making these other gods like Apollo better. For Scotty, she's just fucking good. She's just really, really good. That's all it comes down to. You build damage, you build ability base, and you fucking frag. You could probably get away with Devos because they do give you a shit ton of power. So you're not losing out on anything, plus you still have the sustain. So Devo gloves might not have made her better, but they could be picked up. Sobek, A tier. Doesn't really do much, but not really poor pick. He has anti-healing in his kit, so if that's why you want to play him, he can displace a lot of the melee gods and a lot of the auto attack gods, so remember that. Soul, S-. Soul's really, really, really good mid lane. Really fucking good. My dog is biting my chair, so you see me. There, now you can see him. He's biting everything. So, Soul, really good mid laner, has the clear, has the pressure, has the late game, has the objective control, which is actually really, really good. You can do Gold Fury, you can do Portal Demon, Fire, Towers, anything. Sun Wukong, one of the best warriors in the game right now, S-. He's played in the jungle, he's played in the solo, he's safe. Build him tanky, fucking frag out. Susano got a lot of nerfs, but I still think he's pretty relevant. I'm going to put him in A for now. I think he'll move up as time goes on, just because people haven't played him as much and warriors are doing so well. So if warriors ever have a little bit of a fall off, you'll see Susano rise back up because he's not bad. He still does a lot of damage. I think he's just in a better place now and people haven't realized it yet. Sylvanas, hard to play right now, but still A tier. If all the Guardians are banned, play Sylvanas. Otherwise, don't play him. Thanatos, B tier, pretty poopy. Terra, S-, the best Guardian in the game right now, top pick. You're seeing all 4 of these gods banned a lot or picked #1 pretty much all the time in both ranked and competitive. So look for those gods when you're playing. Morrigan, top tier mid, S-, high clear with the ability to switch into whoever you want. So if the other team has a Freya, switch into Freya, now you have a fucking Freya. Thor, A tier, not that great, but not that bad. Global ult just had a huge fall off a long time ago, and he hasn't recovered from that. Thoth, S-, one of the top mids as well. Super safe, super easy to super easy to play. A lot of range. You lose out in the early pressure, but once again, late game meta, not that big of a deal. Tier A- in ranked. I'm seeing him a lot more. He is not the best god, but he's not the worst. Sustain, working out. Ul, A tier. Not really a crazy buff. Nothing with Devos or anything. He's kind of in the same place. Vamana, A tier. Hasn't changed much. Still can work if all the warriors are banned, but it's unlikely you need to play Vamana. Vulcan, A tier. A lot of damage, a lot of burst, a lot of late game. Just have to get there, which you can in this meta. Xbalanque, one of the few gods which I'm not sure where I want to place him. I want to say with Devos / the late game buffs. We won't see him as much, but we will see him more than we did. So I'm going to put him in A- for now, and we'll see how that works out. Ching 10, he's not seen too much, but he could be played, I guess. He's not bad. He's just not better than anyone else, so A-. Ymir, you're seeing a little bit more of in the support role, even in the jungle, so I'm putting him in A. Once again, Guardians, Warriors, tanky being played. Zeus, going to A-. He's not safe enough for me to tell you to play him right now. And Zhong Kui, B tier, pretty poo-poo, doesn't do shit. don't play him. Don't fucking waste your time. So here's the tier list. If you guys want to screenshot it, you can argue all you want. I did tell you we would see more in the S tiers, which we do right now. There's a lot of really good gods in this meta. And with that being said, I will see you all in the YouTube video later. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, comment on this bitch. Tell me what you think. Don't be an asshole, because that's what I do. You're not supposed to be one too. I will see you all later on.